skin mites that mate on our faces at night are gradually merging with humans. We also have mites around our eyelids that are existing there. Now, if you are reading this, we'll read this. You probably not know you're not alone. We've talked about this before. Most people don't know that we have mites that come out and have relations with each other and lay eggs every night. Now, most people on Earth are habitats for mites that spend the majority of their brief lives burying headfirst in our hair follicles, primarily on the face. In fact, humans are the only habitat for Demodex folliculorum. They are born on us, they feed on us, they mate on us, and they die on us. Their entire life cycle revolves around munching your dead skin cells before kicking the teeny tiny bucket. So reliant is D. folliculorum on humans for their survival. Research suggests that the microscopic mites are in the process of evolving from an ectoparasite into an internal symbiont, and one that shares a mutual beneficial relationship with its host, and that is us. In other words, these mites are gradually merging with our body so that they now live permanently within us. Scientists have sequenced the genomes of these ubiquitous little beasts, and the result shows that their human-centered existence could be wreaking changes not seen in other mite species. We found these mites have a different arrangement of body part genes to other similar species due to them adapting to a sheltered life inside pores, explained invertebrate biologist Alejandra Perotti, University of Reading in the UK, where the research was published in 2022. These changes to their DNA have resulted in some unusual body features and behaviors. D. folliculorum is actually a fascinating little creature. Human skin detritus is its sole food source, and it spends the majority of its 2-week lifespan in pursuit thereof. The individuals emerge only at night in the cover of darkness to crawl painstakingly slowly across the skin to find a mate, and hopefully copulate before returning to the safe darkness of a follicle. Their tiny bodies are just 1/3 of a millimeter in length, with a cluster of tiny legs and a mouth at one end of the long sausage-shaped body, just right for scooching down hair follicles to get at the tasty noms therein. The work on the genome of the mite, co-led by marine and geneticist Gilbert Smith of Bangor University, UK, revealed some of the fascinating genetic characteristics that drives this lifestyle. Because their lives are so cruisy, they have no natural predators, no competition, and no exposure to other mites. Their genome has reduced down to just the bare essentials. Their legs are powered by 3 single-celled muscles, and their bodies have the absolute minimum number of proteins, only what's needed for survival. It's the smallest number ever seen in its wider group of related species. This pared-down genome is the reason for some D. folliculorum's other strange peccadillos too. For instance, the reason it only comes out at night. Among the genes lost are those responsible for the protection against UV radiation, and those that wake animals up at daylight. They are also unable to produce the hormone melatonin found in most living organisms with varying functions. In humans, melatonin is important for regulating the sleep cycle, but in smaller invertebrates, it induces mobility and reproduction. This has not seemed to have hindered D. folliculorum, however. It can harvest melatonin secretly secreted by the skin of its host at dusk. Unlike other mites, their reproductive organs of D. folliculorum have moved towards the front of their bodies, with male mites' penises pointing forward and upwards from their backs. This means he has to arrange himself underneath the female as they perch precariously on a hair for mating, which they do all night. AC/DC style, presumably. But although mating is pretty important, the potential gene pool is very small. There is very little opportunity for expanding genetic diversity. This could mean that the mites are on track for an evolutionary dead end. Interestingly, the team also found that the nymph stage of development between larva and adult is when the mites have the greatest number of cells in their bodies. When they move on to the adult stage, they lose cells, the first evolutionary step, the researcher said, in the march of an arthropod species to a symbiotic lifestyle. One might wonder what possible benefits humans can gain from these peculiar animals. Something else the researchers found might partially hint at the answer. For years, scientists have thought that D. folliculorum does not have an anus, instead accumulating waste in its body to explode when the mite dies, and thus causing skin conditions. The team found that this is simply not the case. The mites do indeed have a tiny little butthole, but your face probably is not full of mite poop expelled posthumously. Mites have been blamed for a lot of things, said zoologist Henk Bragg of the University of Bangor and the National University of San Juan in Argentina. The long associated with humans might suggest that they also could have simple but important beneficial roles, for example, in keeping the pores in your face unplugged. The research has been published in Molecular Biology and Evolution, and this is on Science Alert by Michelle Starr. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.